Hello, and welcome to the show, Living with Climate Change. Now, if this is the first time you joined the show, thank you, and thank you for joining me. I want to briefly tell you what the show's about. The purpose of the show is it's kind of an educational and support show for people that deal with that think about climate change a lot and follow it. And firstly, it will, I hope that it has a spiritual aspect to it to help people deal with this massive issue in their daily lives. And it will also, we're going to look at the climate science of it and in a rational way and try to look at all sides of this so we can understand it. And at the same time, I hope that I can bring appreciation to environmental science and the planet we live on. So that's kind of what the show is about, and it may change as I go along. But anyway, thank you for joining me. And now this issue of climate change is quite an issue, and that's why I started the show. You can it's this phenomenon that is happening, that we have this major global issue that is so overwhelming that on so many levels that it's very hard for people just to deal with it and process it. And it can be hard to talk to people about. And they don't want to talk about it. But we must talk about it. And all these things happening. So the show is trying to help us all work it out. And I hope that it can help people not feel so alone about this. This issue is unlike anything I think that we're facing. The other really, they say the other issue is a major threat to our civilization is nuclear war. And I understand the seriousness of that and the threat of that, but I won't go into that. But it has a different aspect to it that I don't think is like this climate change issue. And with the climate change, everyone's having trouble processing this, all these things. I was thinking about this today. That is almost like if you were diagnosed with cancer and you were giving a 50% chance to live and then an extended time, and maybe back in the old days when they didn't know that much about cancer. But I think you can find that it's kind of similar to that. It's just this, we don't know, and anyway, maybe not, and then you have the science that just continually is questioned, and you have such division over, as we can see in American politics, from people saying that it is just, there's no hope and we're in trouble and nothing can be done about it, to that it's not even real, that it's a hoax, So that adds a dimension to it. And then we have this thing of what we will do. What can we do about it? What action can we take? And how we live with this each day. So all these factors, I think, make this a very unique situation. And it can be a fearful one. And another analogy is maybe, living back in the Cold War in the 50s, where people were building bomb shelters in their house, and there was a fear, and the schools would have, kids do exercise to get under their desks, and they had masks and all these things, and people lived with a type of fear like that. So for some of us, it could be similar to that. But all these things make this issue quite unique, and so I hope we can get to talk about these things and find some peace and do what we can about it. Thank you for joining me, and please stay tuned for the next show. Thank you.